Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, May 25th market update. On the economic front, the monthly S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index for March showed prices were mostly flat. The monthly consumer confidence number was better than expected at 63.3. Forecast was for 59. On deck for tomorrow are the monthly durable goods orders, the monthly new home sales numbers, and the weekly EIA petroleum status report. The dollar and gold were up. Silver was mostly flat. Copper and oil were down. Light sweet crude futures were down $1.46 to settle at $68.75 a barrel. Take a look at the dollar. Not really much change here. Kind of a little pop here. Let's go to 6. But and a little more volume, but had definitely had like a bull flag. It keeps flagging and going higher. MACD's leveled off here a little bit, so I mean, we could get a little pullback. It's had a big run already. West Texas Intermediate crude on the point and figure chart here, we're still hanging around. And when I looked at futures earlier, they were right above the 70. So we're still hanging around this area here with this price objective here. But oil's already had a big drop, as you can see, that you might get a bounce here for a couple of days. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed down 22 points to 10,043. S&P closed up almost a point to 10,074. Nasdaq closed down 2 points to 2210, and Russell closed down 1 point to 640. S&P held up the best and actually closed positive by 0.04%. The Dow was the weakest, down 0.23%. Volume across the indices were pretty high today, about 20 to 50% higher, depending on which index you're talking about, than higher than average. So look at the Dow. You can see we went off the bottom. At one point, we were down at 9,774, and we moved 287, 90 points, something off the bottom here. Pretty crazy day in the Dow, but we did close back up here above that 10,000 level. S&P, you can't really see it. S&P right here, same thing. Nice hammer finish, way off the bottom. I was talking yesterday about the bullish divergence I was seeing, which I was. I was just off by 280 some points or whatever. But so, because we had this bullish divergence where the MACD's making higher highs on the 60-minute chart here. And sure enough, we did get our bounce all right. It was just a few hundred points down before we started to bounce. So, I'm sitting here at these gold lines. There's a little bit of a wedge here, a little bit of a falling wedge pattern on the 60-minute chart on the S&P. Yeah, I don't know if is what it'll turn out to be, but we kind of broke above it just a little bit. So we'll see if we actually, bounce for a few days. I'm still pretty kind of bearish on the market. So it doesn't mean we can't have some decent runs higher. It probably all depends on the headlines that come out each day. And the Nasdaq, quick look here, same thing, big sell-off, and then run back up. Let's see, let's look at gold. Gold still moving up. MACD's kind of leveled off, but still performing well. Silver still holding this trend line, not going much of anywhere, but still holding the trend line. The MACD's pointed down just a little bit, so but still holding up so far. Copper, tried to sell it off, bought it back up today. Not very high volume, so it's holding its own. VIX, a lot of volume sucked out of the VIX. Kind of took out this uptrend line just a little bit, almost down 10%, down $3.71. So some of the volatility got up, still very high for VIX, so options still aren't really cheap. And FXE, so on the FXE, we're still hanging around down here. I mean, obviously it's in this, it's just, you can pretty much put a channel here, channel to here, then we switched and we got another channel down. So, not looking good for the euro. Did bounce though on the 10-minute. If you look at for the 25th, it slowly was going higher throughout the day, but just mainly filling this gap for the most part, which it didn't quite get there. And semis, we've been watching the SOX. So let's look here at the semis. So we're still got this here. We're still holding this uptrend line on the semis. We've got one here as well. So we're still hanging around this area. We can't seem to get away from it, but we're still hanging out up here. So semis are still holding on. Let's go look at the McClellan. Right, so NYSE McClellan, minus 90, still very oversold. Not near as bad as we were down here at minus 37, 137 or whatever. We're still pretty oversold. So, you know, we'll see. I keep been saying for, it seemed like, what, a week or two, we bounce and whoops. Futures, I don't want to go there right now. Okay. There we go. All right, let's look at the sectors. So 10 of the 16 sectors that follow finished in the green today. The gold index, which are the miners, had the largest percent gain, up 3.21%. Software index was the weakest, down 1.79%. Over to chart watch. I have a few charts today. I'm still, think you should definitely be careful. I don't think the bottom's necessarily in, but we could actually pop for a few days. I don't know if we will, but we definitely could. So like this channel and Acme packet, APKT. So watch this channel here for a breakout or breakdown. Polaris, it actually broke out with some good volume in this triangle, but it can't seem to go anywhere because the market's been so nasty. So it actually come down here and touched this downtrend line. So you might want to keep an eye on this one. Dillards, I like the symmetrical triangle in Dillards, DDS. Watch for a breakout or breakdown. UHS, bull flag, still looking pretty good. CSTR, still hanging tough, another bull flag. VCI, still holding its trend line, still looks good. Skyworks, I was talking about, it has this falling wedge, continuation wedge, and it tried to sell off today, and then they bought it back up. So it's not looking too bad, looking pretty good. Of course, all these auto parts, advanced auto parts going higher today. O'Reilly breaking out today. AZO on earnings breaking out today and breaking higher. Little Alaskan Air Group. Watch this for a breakout above about 46 with some volume on ALK. If you dare buy a breakout here, probably intraday might be all right. DSW, got a little bit of a triangle going here. Also could be a descending triangle. Could put a line right across here. So might be worth eyeing though. The gold miners themselves, GDX, still holding this uptrend line. So so far so good for the gold miners. RGLD, Royal Gold. It's looking pretty good. It's kind of got this cup and handle type formation. It actually is holding its 200. It bounced off the 200 here. It come down here and bounced off and went higher. So might be worth watching here. Let's see what else. ABX, same deal here. ABX actually even better because it come down here and bounced off this uptrend line, and it's got good volume. So another one worth watching. SanDisk. This thing's still holding its uptrend lines, holding up strong. Rambus, we've been watching this. This little triangle Rambus is in. SBUX, as long as it holds at 2450. I like this. Another one. This looks like a falling type wedge, continuation wedge, waiting for it to break out or break down out of that. FDO, still looking good. Baker Hughes, still trying to hold that 40 level. You could use it for your stop. JP Morgan, another bounce on it. Still holding up around that 37, 37.50. Walter, breaking higher today. Looking good. It's already kind of broke out of that downtrend line it's kind of been in. Might get a few days worth of pop out of it. Same way here. Watch for a breakout of the downtrend line on CLF. And again, these are for trades. I don't really like the market for investing yet. DL, Dollar Tree, breaking higher, looks good. Borg Warner, I'd short up into that 37 area. ATK, I still think it can fall further, so yeah, it's hard to figure out a place to short here though now. Maybe up here at the midpoint of this large candle. I don't think it'll get all the way back up to there, so kind of had a big run. FSLR, we talked about this bear call on the head, selling the 30. Just keep an eye on it. As long as it probably still work, and if it gets up into this area, you could even go up here even higher and sell a June, short vertical on it, call spread. Same way with MA. MA's got resistance at 220. You might consider a short vertical call spread here, selling something possibly up in here for June. And WSM. Little channel here in Williams-Sonoma, so you might watch for a breakdown or a breakout of this channel. Let's go take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point and figure chart for the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P. So no changes here. Everything's on sell signal, and all the charts look pretty awful. So no changes. All right. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching.